You know that guy who can't walk past a mirror without stopping? Not to fix his hair, not to check his outfit. He's looking at his arms, specifically his arms. And the second the lighting isn't flattering, his whole energy shifts. People around him write it off as ego, as narcissism, as someone completely in love with themselves. But the truth psychology reveals is almost the exact opposite. And once you understand what's actually driving this behavior, you'll never look at it the same way again. 1. Conditional self-worth architecture. Psychologists call this contingent self-esteem. A self-worth structure that is never intrinsic, always earned, always dependent on hitting an external marker. In the gym, it looks like someone whose entire mood for the day is determined by whether their pump was good, whether the mirror cooperated, whether the measurement went up. Their self-esteem isn't built on a foundation, it's built on a scoreboard, and scoreboards change daily, so their internal emotional world is in permanent flux, soaring after a great session, collapsing after a bad one, because they never learned that worth could simply exist without being earned. 2. The masculinity wound. Cultural psychology has documented for decades what researchers call masculine role conflict, the psychological damage caused by rigid, narrow definitions of what a man is supposed to be. For many men, physical size was the earliest available currency of respect. The bigger kid wasn't picked on, the stronger guy got listened to. So the brain made a logical early conclusion. Size equals safety, size equals status, size equals being someone. The bicep didn't become a vanity project. It became a survival credential, and the brain never got the memo that the environment changed. 3. Measurement as emotional regulation. Here's where it gets deeply psychological. Repetitive checking behaviors, measuring, flexing, comparing, are classified under reassurance seeking, a compulsive loop driven by anxiety rather than curiosity. The tape measure comes out not because they want data, it comes out because the anxiety of not knowing has become unbearable. For a few seconds after measuring, the nervous system quiets. There's relief. But relief built on external data never lasts. So the loop repeats, tighter and more frequent, because the real source of the anxiety was never the bicep size to begin with. 4. Visibility as validation. Attachment research shows that children who were chronically overlooked, dismissed, or emotionally invisible to caregivers develop a powerful adult drive toward compensatory visibility, an urgent need to be seen, acknowledged, and impossible to ignore. In the gym world, this manifests as someone who ties physical size directly to the right to take up space. Bigger arms mean people notice. People noticing means existing, and existing, truly, undeniably existing in other people's awareness, is what their nervous system has been chasing since childhood. The bicep is just the most accessible antenna. 5. The finish line that keeps moving. Psychologist Michael Joyner's work on performance motivation, combined with classic research on hedonic adaptation, explains why people who tie worth to physical metrics are never actually satisfied when they hit their goal. 16-inch arms felt like enough until they got there. Now it's 17, then 18. The brain doesn't celebrate arrival because arrival was never the actual destination. The destination was feeling enough. And since the belief that they aren't enough lives inside them rather than inside the measurement, no number on that tape will ever permanently deliver the feeling they're chasing. Here's what I want you to take away from this. The gym floor is never just about the gym. Every obsession, every ritual, everything someone does that looks too much from the outside. It's a language, a coded message from a nervous system just trying to feel okay. If any of this hit close to home, that's not something to be embarrassed about. That's something to get curious about. Hit subscribe, because every single week, this channel translates that language for you and helps you understand the real story happening underneath every rep, every ritual, and every reflection.